Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Bannon for Airspeed Prime here. I'm the site super moderator for AvatarTheLastAirbenderOnline.com. I'm here today to present to you the 10th edition of Airspeed Discusses. So it's great that I've reached that milestone, 10 episodes, and I hope to do them for a long time. So as usual, I'm going to start with my news roundup, and I suppose this whole video will pretty much be news in a way. My topic is going to be the Korra leaks that came out yesterday night, and there is some news. So I suppose I'll keep all the Korra news for the topic to go along with the leaks, and just talk about comic stuff on my channel and stuff. So the Promise Part 1, I've been saying this for like pretty much all my videos, out in comic stores on January 25th, and February 7th for sites like Amazon, and in bookstores. So remember that. If you want to get it on January 25th, you have to get it in a comic book store. I will have a link to a comic book store locator in the description. That's for there's one for North America, and there's one for like the rest of the world as well. So you should be able to find a comic store fairly close to you. Now, Promise Part 2 was, I guess it got its official description, was put up on Amazon and the Dark Horse official site, and we got a preview page as well. The preview page is interesting, just a little Katang moment, and more the kind of Sokka, Oogie things. Again, the art looks amazing, but I think the key thing there was what the product description said. Along with the Zuko and King Kuwei conflict, regarding the Fire Nation colonies, there's the part 2 is going to focus a lot on Sokka and Toph. They're kind of team up as Sokka helps Toph with preparing her metal bending school students for the kind of a fight battle against a rival Fire Nation school, so fire bending school. So that's going to be a really interesting plot thread when it comes up, and I like the way that they're kind of having what seems to be an almost kind of more fun plot thread, along with the kind of more heavy Earth Kingdom Fire Nation colonies. Wow, I just lost my I lost the ability to speak there for a second. So yes, the Promise stuff. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it's the contrast between a kind of heavy plot and a more lighthearted plot, assuming the conflict between these schools is lighthearted. I just kind of, it would be interesting, just schools rivals for no reasons. Then I guess this came from Dark Horse's website. Just a note on Dark Horse, they are really pushing the Promise Part 1 and the Promise in general on their website and stuff like that. The main Dark Horse website, darkhorse.com, has Aang on the kind of main site. They put out loads of blog posts about interviews and stuff. They had one with Gene Yang, but the one I'm going to talk about a bit now is the one they had with Mike and Brian. Mike and, again, it was one of those interviews where they didn't really say much. You know, they kind of avoided most of the questions really, as usual. But there was a few little bits. One I'll talk about in the core section, which will be the topic for this episode. But the one that was comic related was that they were asked if will we see more comics and stuff beyond the Promise and Korra, and they brought up themselves that the fans really want to know what happened to Ursa, and they mentioned that they're going to have to resolve that at some stage. So does that mean that Ursa will not be mentioned at all in the Promise, or does it mean that there is something else coming after the Promise that will resolve it? That's going to be the big thing. Again, it was never confirmed that Ursa was going to be in the Promise, so I don't think that's really a flaw that you can cite for the Promise. But again, the fact is that they did tease it before the Promise came out, so you know, I hope we get a resolution on that fairly soon. That's really all I want to say about that. Then just YouTube stuff and stuff like that. Regarding my channel, I'm going to continue to do Airspeed Discusses videos, but I really need you guys to tell me some topics to talk about. I'm really kind of running low. Thankfully this Korra leak came out, otherwise I wouldn't have had a topic for this week. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep putting out my episode commentaries. I'm gonna try and put them out more regularly now. And obviously news update videos whenever I can. Expect a written review on Avatar: The Last Airbender online.com for The Promise Part 1, along with a video review. And if you guys want, I'll even do a Promise Part 1 comic commentary. That would be like me reading through The Promise, giving analysis and stuff like that, comment, which would be interesting. Then just to mention Callum Friars, or BadgerMole1 on YouTube's channel. He's doing a series of Avatar: The Last Airbender episode reviews, and he's also put up a book review just yesterday. So he'll be doing reviews like that. Check out that channel. His reviews are getting better as they go along, as the kind of story gets better too. And so yeah, check out his channel. And then just to mention that I finally started to use my Twitter page. So follow me on Twitter if you want, that'd be cool. I post all my Avatar news. I post stuff like any papercraft or origami stuff I made, Bulbasaur, Blastoise, origami ball, Sokka space sword. So yeah, I post all that sort of stuff, Avatar, pretty much whatever. My Twitter is twitter.com/airspeedprime, capital A, capital P, the same username as my YouTube channel. Now onto the topic, I guess. There's not really other news to mention, and that is the Korra leaks. Now some background behind these leaks is the information comes from the same leaker as before, from my 5th Airspeed discusses, I think it was, and the backstory behind how this came about is crazy. Basically, I think most people got this from the leaker's channel from when he first posted the Korra clips, and obviously I had kind of subscribed to him to see would any new clips come out, and they got an update saying that new screenshots and clips tonight. Check out this forum, and it's a Winx Club forum, random. Didn't even look that great, Winx Club forum. Not that many members, not very active, and just randomly there was a Korra section down the bottom, all Winx Club and Korra, and it was one of those forums where you have to sign up for it to see. So I thought, why not? I really want to see more Korra stuff, and signed up. And then little did I know there were so many Avatar fans there. Literally, I think the site members must have tripled or quadrupled, because it was just all Avatar fans. You see, just one post, two posts, one post, all these Avatar usernames, and then just a random Winx Club character, Bloom, standard Avatar they have on the site. It's just crazy, as people just getting super excited, waiting for the clips and screenshots to come out. So that's a bit of a look into how crazy kind of Avatar fans will go to get the information. Kind of further showing that Nick hasn't really advertised it that well, as kind of shown in the more official stuff, which we'll talk about later. So then the pics that came out are, they're all from the first episode, because that is what the person got. And so basically, yeah, the person confirmed that he got the episode as kind of like a preview screening for publication companies or something like that. I have no idea really what that means, but the guy pretty much has the first episode and can just take screenshots and clips from it if he wants, and he's leaking them. The pics are just kind of add to the kind of screenshot video from before. Stuff we get to see a few really interesting ones here. Katara, a screenshot of Katara and Korra talking. Some cool ones with Naga and Korra together. We get a cool shot of a radio in United Republic, and a shot of Amon from the back. The kind of trailer shot of Amon when he kind of turns his face towards the camera, and I look at kind of what appears to be the equalist kind of like Amon's right hand man, equalist kind of a lieutenant guy, and he has what seems to be kind of electrically charged swords on his back, and stuff's shaping up well. But the clip, I think, was the huge kind of thing to come out. People were like going, show us this clip, show us this clip. But I think the clip that eventually came out was cool. To describe the clip, basically, it's from the SDCC 2011 trailer. We see Korra confront these three kind of bending mafia guys in the street. Like one's a waterbender, one's an earthbender, one's a firebender, and basically they're like, "What are you looking at?" And she's like, and she starts a fight. She cracks her knuckles, and she just absolutely annihilates them. It showed off how great a bender she was. Took out the waterbending guy with waterbending, encasing his head in ice, and then slamming him against a car. She sent the earthbending guy into orbit by making the ground come out really quickly, and then just tossed the Fire Nation guy through the clock shop window, as we see in the trailer. So it was just interesting to get to see an action scene from Korra kind of almost complete, the start of the fight to the end of the fight. And again, I think more people wanted to see kind of Tenzin and the kids speaking, but the leaker said that they would be posting another clip next week and maybe some more screenshots, so we have something to expect. We can all meet up on this amazingly weird Winx Club forum and not talk about Winx Club. I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I signed up myself just to see them stuff and see the clip. Again, unfortunately, the site Avatar The Lost Airbender Online is not gonna post this as news because it is leaked, and as such is sort of illegal. I think there's some legal thing we can't post it because we don't want to get in trouble with Viacom and stuff like that. But seriously, it's all over places like Tumblr. Just Google it, you will find it. It's quite easy to find. I'm sure other fans, if you PM them on fan sites, will help you out. I have the stuff saved and video saved and stuff. So then on to kind of the more official Avatar news that came out, and that is mainly we got the first commercial mention of Korra. Now it was in a kind of Nick commercial advertising all their animated shows of 2012, including Kung Fu Panda, Winx, this 3D animated Winx Club, Korra, and some other show that I don't remember the name of because I was really only interested in the Korra stuff. Now again, it's only a minute long video, so there's only about 25 seconds of Korra, and at that, it's really unusual trailer given that the Korra stuff is mostly animatics. If you don't know what animatics are, they're basically the storyboards that the animators use to kind of track the flow of the screen, kind of animated slightly, just to show the movement, show the timing and stuff like that, and it really helps the animators. So that's what we saw in the trailer for the most part, that and some background shots, meaning that we only shot a very few actual clips of the show. I think the Equalist shot was one of the only ones we saw. That's all I have to say on that, really. It was nice to finally get the show mentioned on Korra, on Nick. They basically acknowledging that it exists, confirmation to everyone that is coming out this year, that it is coming out soon. We found out about the show mid 2010. By around mid 2012 this year, we will be ramping up to it coming out. San Diego Comic Con 2012 and so on. Then there's just a few little bits. Nick on Twitter, it's great to say that Nick are active on Twitter. They're talking about Korra. Again, you're kind of will be really lucky if you get an answer for any question, because it is about every single other show. On Nick, they basically, first of all, before this trailer came out, confirmed the commercial came out, confirmed that the course came out in 2012. They also mentioned that someone asked them how many episodes of Korra are there, and they said 26, which is what we know, with the possibility for more to come. And that is quite interesting to say. Now, obviously, you can't fully trust what this Twitter is saying, as we really do not know. who in Nick or whatever is running it. We know it's the official Nick page, but how much do they know and so on. Like we had heard like 12 with the possibility for more before it got more, so who knows. Now this may seem like a really good thing straight off, no bad, more episodes are great, but what made Avatar The Last Airbender so good was that it was planned as 61 episodes from the start, pretty much. Um, they knew the story they wanted to tell. One of the first things that they actually came up with was the kind of finale, the energy bending stuff. So they had that planned from the start. They had a story they wanted to tell. They were not going to extend it for Nick. This was what they had. And again, with Korra, I'm not sure what way the seasons are going to work. Is it going to be the 26 episodes is a full story, or is it going to be the first season is kind of one story arc, second season is another story arc? Because then they could just add another story arc onto it. But if they just have to add onto a story that was meant to be finished after 26 episodes, that is when you sort of don't want them to add more onto it. But it's good if they do actually have story in place, the creators, to add to it and so on. I think that is pretty much it. Oh, just to say that the Nick commercial basically confirmed that the name of the show is Avatar: The Legend of Korra, not The Last Airbender: Legend of Korra, not Avatar: Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Legend of Korra, ATLOK. So that's great. They finally got the name. No James Cameron's Avatar stuff getting in the way of it. The show is called what we want it to be called, and it makes sense. Avatar is Avatared. The fandom will not be called the Last Airbender fandom. It will remain the Avatar fandom. So that is great. Again, a video response to these Korra leaks would be great. Comments, and please post comments if you have any topics you would like me to discuss next week, because honestly I really do not have any more topics to discuss, so I really need your help. And also, discussing topics that I myself have not come up with kind of makes it easier to discuss, because I'm not kind of in any way biased to whatever opinions I come up with, really. So thank you for watching, and bye. Edit, just as an edit, because more spoilers leaks came out just after I finished recording my video, so this is just a quick little bit of discussion on them. The screenshots that came out, not really too important, because they're just screenshots of the video we got that I talked about in the previous part of this video. But the three new clips that we got are brand new. The first one, there's no real order to them. The first one is Korra deciding to leave the Southern Water Tribe to find her way as the Avatar and basically go to United Republic. And as she's leaving, Katara catches her, and they have a really nice scene where Katara understands why Korra has to leave. She says that Aang's time has passed, it's now your time. Some of my friends have died. She only mentions specifically her brother Sokka and Aang, but she also says that a lot of her friends have passed on. So I guess that's effectively canon confirmation that most, if not all, of the ATLA cast are dead in Korra. Yeah, so then they hug. Then Korra leaves on Naga to go to United Republic. So that is a great scene. Really kind of one of the more characterful clips that we've got from the episode. The second one was if any of you have seen the fight scene, kind of the Korra character introduction clip that came out of her firebending, and then the thing about her not being very spiritual and more physically based. We see the first part of that where she's actually fighting like 4 or 5 firebenders at once, and we see some even better firebending action from her, and an intercut between clips of Katara and like the Order of the White Lotus members commenting on like, yeah, she's powerful, but you know, lack of restraint maybe. And then the other one is the what is going to be in the episode, the introduction of the metal bending cops into the series. You know, the Korra has just beat up the three guys from the clip I mentioned in the first part of this video, and then the metal bender blimp comes down. They all come down using their epic metal bending kind of grappling hook things. Korra's impressed by metal benders, and she's just like, "Hey, I caught these three guys for you," and they just wrap those guys up, and that's the end of the clip. Now, I suppose the interesting thing here to say is that we now have a lot of clips out about the first episode. We have, at this stage, we have about probably 6 or 7 minutes of the first episode. And then we have to kind of get to the stage where, is it getting to be too much leaks? I don't think what's come out so far has been really spoilerish or kind of over the top yet, but if the full episode comes out, then yes, I think that is a bit over the top, and it will kind of leave a bad kind of taste probably with Nick regarding the fandom. So I really think they need to start putting out more official information now that they've mentioned it on their channel with the commercial. And yeah, I suppose another one of the problems would be that Viacom, Nick have asked like people not to spread them around, and you know, some sites are doing that, like Avatar Spirit, Avatar Last Airbender Online.com, but other sites aren't. And then you should get like, should all the other sites post news about it or should they not, and stuff like that. And that's sort of the kind of bad thing about it, really, that no one really knows if they should post it or not, because like everyone just wants to see it and so on. So I think basically the way we're doing it on the site is we're not going to post news about it. We're going to allow people to link to like Tumblr posts with it on it and discuss it on the forum, but we're not going to make a giant big news post about it. I'll talk about it here in this video, but you know, if you want like download links or stuff like that, I guess PM me maybe if you want, or on the forum or whatever. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Sorry about this video being edited. As you can see, I have to have my lights on now. I didn't before. Literally, I pressed the stop button on my camera from recording the first part of the episode, went on my computer, checked the site, there was new clips up, and watched them, downloaded them or whatever, and then came back to record this. So sorry about that. Bye.